G'day cocktail lovers. This is a variation on a wet martini. It's an old recipe and it's been called a couple of different names. Harry Craddock first published a recipe and called it the Hasty, and then a few years later Billy Tarling published a recipe and called it the Piccadilly. I guess I could call it a Hasty Piccadilly. The two recipes were almost identical. Harry Craddock's had a bit more grenadine in it, and so that's the one I went for. If you use the sort of grenadine you buy in shops, that almost luminous red stuff, the drink would be quite red. I used homemade grenadine. It's a much more natural color, and the slight blue tinge is because of my wacky blue absinthe. Whenever I use this, someone always pops up being the absinthe police going, "That's not real absinthe." It is, it's just a gimmick. They color code the strengths, and this is quite strong, and I like the color, so if you're one of those self-obsessed wankers, screw you. As I said, it's a wet martini, 2 parts gin to 1 part vermouth. If that term, the wet and dry martini, has confused you, it's all about the ratio of the vermouth to the gin. The less vermouth, the drier the martini. The more vermouth, the wetter the martini. I usually like it almost bone dry, like 5 or 6 parts gin to 1 part vermouth. I'm not saying wet martinis are a crime against God. Vodka martinis are a crime against God. I'm interested with those little additional flavors of the grenadine and the absinthe. What's it like? Oh, I tell you what, a little bit of absinthe in your martini is a good thing. It's often called an obituary, but I'll show you how to make this one. In a mixing glass, put 2 ounces or 60 mils of gin, then 1 ounce or 30 mils of dry vermouth, then around a bar spoon or 5 mils of grenadine, and just 1 dash of absinthe. Add ice to the glass, stir that for like 25 to 30 seconds. You want this really chilled, and then I'm straining that into a pre-chilled martini glass. Aside from the no vodka rule with martinis, I think the second most important rule is cold. Really chill it. Chill your glass, maybe keep the gin in the freezer, but really get it cold. I just think it tastes better cold. And while this is not my usual style of martini, I do quite like it. Maybe you will too. Try the Hasty. Cheers.